This weekend, UFC 275 in Singapore. A couple of key fights on this. Zhang Weili, the rematch against Joanna Jędrzejczyk. Zhang Weili is coming off of 2 losses, but they are to Rose Namajunas. She's only fighting the top level of competition in that division. She's an absolute machine. And Joanna, on the other hand, her last fight was 2 years ago against Zhang Weili. And she's also fought the absolute best of the best. And that fight they had the first time was an absolute classic. If you had to lean one way in this fight on Saturday, who are you going with?
We got Joanna coming, like you said, coming off a loss from 2 years ago to the same person she lost to last. That's 2 years to recover. That's 2 years to get your mentality back in order. That's 2 years to train hard and be ready for this, to be a different style of athlete. So, and then Zhang Weili, we have coming off back-to-back losses, with the first one being a fast knockout and the second one being a grinder till the end, where she was pretty much outclassed. I think Joanna will come in with a mental edge on this, just because Zhang, obviously beat her the last time. But how long ago was that fight that Zhang just lost for trying to get the title back? I'm gonna give it to Joanna. I'm gonna say Joanna by 3-round decision.
I like it.
I wish it was another 5-round fight, because I think that this one is gonna be another classic. I think this is pretty much Hendo versus Shogun all over again.
Right.
These ladies are gonna go out there and just beat the shit out of each other.
Yep. And Joanna too. It's an interesting thing that you said that she had 2 years to recover, 2 years to prepare. Where most people would think, wow, she's had a 2-year layoff, maybe some ring rust. But a girl at that level, I don't imagine ring rest is really a thing. She's always probably fighting in the gym. She's always sparring, so she's going to be ready. But I like the point you said. She's had 2 years to prepare to get this win back. I like it. Ladies and gentlemen, Joanna Jędrzejczyk is the pick. And we move into the co-main event, another women's fight, Talia Santos. And I don't know if she can go out there and beat Valentina Shevchenko.
I'm taking Valentina second-round knockout.
It's almost inevitable, in my opinion. And I've heard people say this could be like Amanda Nunes and Juliana Pena, where a big upset happens. I just think Valentina right now is so laser focused. She's so sharp. She's the best women's all-around fighter in the world, in my opinion.
I think Valentina wins second-round knockout or TKO, and then I think she bumps up to fight the winner at for the 135 title between Pena versus Nunes too.
Yeah,
that's my opinion.
It's a great setup, honestly. You get this fight tomorrow or on Saturday night between Talia and Valentina, and like you said, Amanda Nunes, Juliana Pena. Since Pena won that first fight, who knows what's going to happen in the second fight? I mean, those are 2 high level women, and if Valentina can win Saturday and fight the winner between that's just an absolute great fight waiting to happen.
Yeah.
And then moving on into the main event, I'm excited for this one. Glover Teixeira, Yuri Prochazka. In the past, I've picked against Glover too many times and lost to not have to take Glover. This fight, I'm so back and forth though, because Glover he's a little bit older. The age doesn't seem to have affected him. He does get hit a little bit, but he recovers. And when he recovers and gets it to the ground, it's over. He is such a stud on the ground, highest level of jiu-jitsu at that division.
Yeah.
But Yuri, on the other hand, has a 96% knockout rate. I mean, I think he has 1 win by decision, and the rest of his wins are by finish. The guy is.
I would like to know his. I would like to know his takedown defense rate.
Right.
And his ability to get back up.
Exactly.
If I had that information, but I think Glover is going to be smart. Yuri is dangerous with his elbows. He is dirty with those elbows. I love to see it. But my problem is, I think if Glover can get it down to the ground, he'll be able to do what he's been doing to everyone as of lately. I mean, Glover is our today's Randy Couture.
Yep, that's a great comparison. And I think if Yuri can get a knockout, I think that's the way he wins. And I think if Glover gets it to the ground and Yuri has to give up his back to get back to his feet, I think Glover has a great opportunity to snatch the neck and get a win that way.
Is it fine if I make 2 predictions on this one?
Absolutely, man.
I'm going to say it's either Glover by 4th round sub or Yuri by 3rd round KO or TKO.
I love it.
So one of those two, because I'm having a hard time on this fight. For me, this one is a toss-up. You have one side where Glover's not going to be able to stand with Yuri, especially with Yuri's power. Glover is definitely very good on the stand-up, but Yuri's a whole new animal when it comes to the explosive striking that he brings to the octagon now.
Exactly.
Versus Yuri hasn't faced somebody with the insane amount of grappling and technical submission attempts that Glover has. Yeah. Glover is just a monster when it comes to his jiu-jitsu. So it's a toss-up for me on that one.
And, I mean, like you said, it's so hard. I've gone back and forth all week. I think I'm a little biased because I love Glover. I love the upsets he's had to get to this point.
Yeah.
I love that he won his first championship at 40 or 41 years old. But people are writing him off a little bit. If you look at his losses, he's lost to some absolute monsters and like John Jones, Alexander Gustafsson. I mean, he doesn't have any bad losses on his resume. Yeah. He's an absolute vet. He's going to have a great game plan, and I'm excited to see it on Saturday night.
If I had to pick two parlays, my parlays would be Joanna by decision. I would say Valentina by second round or third round TKO. I'm going to do a parlay and do second round TKO. And then the end of the two different parlays would be Yuri by third round KO TKO, or Glover on the other parlay, fourth round sub.
Love it.
Those are the two parlays I'm going to do. I'll probably add a couple more fights to those, like try to do some lower end. Well, I like doing a parlay, like $10 on each parlay, and then trying to like come out big or something. It's always fun to do.
Absolutely. And what's your thoughts on? I guess not thoughts, but how are you feeling now that the fight's coming up? You're supposed to be on this card. It's a pay-per-view event. It is in Singapore, so was that ever a relief that you didn't have to deal with that huge plane ride, or did you really want to go to Singapore?
Never been, man. Never been to Asia, so that would have been badass.
Exactly.
I love fighting because I get to travel. So obviously my fight got pushed back, and then now we're on another pay-per-view. That's going to be cool because we're going to be fighting in Dallas, and I'm game for it. I'm not against it or anything like that, but yeah, Singapore would have been cool. Obviously, it would have been like a very expensive trip to have like my second corner go, but then the taxes over there and stuff like that. So I would have to say, like, overall, yeah, it's kind of a relief not having to go, but I would love to fight in Asia if it's Singapore, or if I can get like, fortunate enough to have like a fast win and stay healthy the entire time. Just having get me back on maybe another pay-per-view over in France.
Exactly. That's cool. So July 30th is the date for you and Blood Diamond, the makeup date. I'm going to be watching. I can't wait for that one. It should be a great pay-per-view card. Again, man, thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate it. I'll be watching on Saturday night. I'll make note of your picks. I'll be rooting for your parlays. But again, thanks so much for coming on. We wish you the best of luck in the training camp and the fight on the 30th. And
awesome.
Thanks again, man. Appreciate it.
Awesome, man. Thank you so much, man.
Yep.
Once again, this video is brought to you by Thrive Fantasy, your home for fantasy sports. And when you sign up, use the code TheParlay. You will get a 100% deposit match bonus. And if you deposit $10, you will get free entries into a couple of contests.